Minnesota mom gets doxxed and raises over $250,000 after playground racial incident goes viral. Yes, we got a spicy one for you today, guys. This playground racial incident does involve a very, very bad word. If you are a white person, this is probably the worst thing that you can do. Not just say, but do in general, of course, because this word has magical powers when you say it as a white person. If you are a certain race, you can say it. But if you are a white person, beware. This word is very, very bad. So this is the woman who is involved in the playground racial incident. And you can see she is white and she is blonde. And she said the word. So beware. Okay, so let's look into this. I am asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. So why does she need help protecting her family? Well, I'm going to read this and you'll understand why in just a second. Minnesota mom Shiloh Hendrix was at a Rochester, Minnesota park earlier this week with her toddler when she was recorded by a man after an alleged confrontation with another child. Afterwards, the video went viral, and I'll show you the video here in a second. I'm going to bleep out all of the N-words because I don't think YouTube likes that word, and the algorithm probably wouldn't like it either. So I'm going to bleep it out, but I will show you what happened. Afterwards, the video went viral. She was doxxed and then launched a fundraiser that has since taken in over $250,000. So here's the deal. She said this word. I guess she did a mean thing. And this other individual comes up and he is talking to her and he's very upset that she used this word, which, if it went as far as that, just an interaction between two people, I'd be like, okay, whatever, if you want to be mad that she said a mean thing to a child, be mad. But he filmed it, put it online. She was doxxed, meaning that her address was released online. And remember, this is a magic word. So if you say it as a white person, this elicits a lot of negative emotions in a lot of people. So she starts getting threats. Not only was her address released, but her social security number. And she launched a GoFundMe to raise money for her security. And I'm assuming she's going to have legal issues in the future because now this went viral. And I guess the Rochester police are now actively looking into the situation. She could be arrested. I don't know. When it comes to these racial incidents, a lot of stuff can happen. But let's go on here. The man who was filming her is TikToker Dahab Somail, a Somali man who posted the encounter on his TikTok page. Hendrix called this individual who was filming her the N-word when taunted to do so and said she called the other child, a toddler, the slur as well after he, quote, took her son's stuff. So this other toddler took her son's stuff. She was not happy, so she said the magic word. The Root called Hendrix a playground Karen, while this TikToker said she was guilty of hate speech. Wait a second. Hold on a second. I thought we lived in the United States of America. What's hate speech? As far as I know, we have free speech in the United States. Is it mean, to say this word? Is it mean to say some things? I get called things sometimes that I feel like it's kind of mean. But at the end of the day, they're words. They have the right to say them. Why? Because we live in the United States, and I believe it's a fundamental human right. Okay, I'm not personally going to say this word because I know that there are a lot of unintended consequences that come along with saying this word. So I refrain from saying it. But some people are a little bit more brave than I am. But it goes on to say, this TikToker said she was guilty of hate speech and said, quote, "You can be recorded for that. We see what the internet has. We will see what the internet has to say about you." So this was his intention, to stir up all of this animosity online, and it seemed to have worked. But now there's a lot of backlash, and a lot of people are comparing this money that she is raising to this whole situation with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, where, of course, many of you know there was this individual who is a African-American individual who stabbed a white guy in the chest after having an argument over a spot to sit. And the white guy ended up dying. And afterwards, of course, Carmelo Anthony was arrested. His bail was set at $1 million, and then the judge lowers it to $250,000. And he was released on bail. And not only that, but he raised Currently, his Gifts and Go account, his this fundraiser, is at $518,000, a little over $750,000. So this is what they are comparing it to as some sort of a backlash. But this is the situation that happened with this Rochester mom. Let's take a look.
Did you call him the child? Did you call the child the word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my business. You call him Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
You nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging for people's shit, you dumb.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna...
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
So that is what happened right there. That's the incident. And then afterwards,
seeing is believing. I have never
this is what the guy had to say.
Be racist to a child on the spectrum of autism. Today, this is her. Seeing.
So he's very much upset about what happened, upset about hearing this mom call this other toddler this word. And just in the interest of full transparency here, this is the individual that they are reporting that actually filmed this incident. And initially, I read online that this guy had active charges for sexually assaulting a juvenile female. And then I found that the charges were dropped, and it didn't really have any explanation into why the charges were dropped. Some people said from the research I've done online that the female that brought the charges, I think she was 16 years old, she stopped cooperating with police. But here is the original story. It's two men accused of sexually assaulting a juvenile female are pleading not guilty. Mohammed Hussein Omar of Rochester and Sharmake Bail Omar, 30 of Rochester. I believe this is the one. Sharmake is the one that was actually filming this situation from what I've seen online. Are charged with third-degree criminal sexual conduct and fifth-degree criminal sexual assault. The charges apparently were dropped. But now we have Rochester police who are actively looking into Shiloh Hendrix, and the local NAACP are calling for charges. Very interesting. So she said a mean thing. She was filmed. It was put online. And now the NAACP are calling for charges. So it seems like this is kind of coming out to be some sort of freedom of speech issue. And that's what I think it is. Like, okay, is it nice to call a kid this? No, you probably shouldn't call a kid this. But do I believe that word should have so much power that people unleash a storm of hatred online, start releasing her information, puts her life at risk? Because, I mean, obviously, when you say this word, it is a magic word. This could put your life at risk. And I believe that this whole situation is kind of ridiculous. I don't believe the word should have that much power. That's my personal opinion on it. But the Rochester police are apparently actively looking into Shiloh Hendrix.
KTTC is reaching out to law enforcement in the wake of a video going viral on social media that was reportedly recorded in Rochester, and many of our viewers have contacted us about it. There is a video circulating on multiple social media platforms that was reportedly recorded at a park in Rochester. The video shows a woman holding a small child making racist slurs in reference to another child at the playground who she claims had taken something that belongs to her child. The person recording the video alludes to the child being targeted as having special needs. KTTC does not own the rights to this video, nor are we choosing to identify anyone until more information comes to light. We can now confirm Rochester police have received multiple calls about the video and are actively looking into the matter. The Rochester branch of the NAACP released a statement today about the video, saying it is outraged and deeply disturbed by the incident, saying in part, quote, "We call on the City of Rochester Police Department, the City of Rochester's City Attorney's Office, and Olmsted County Attorney's Office to launch a full investigation and to file all appropriate charges.
So we got the NAACP calling for charges against this woman for saying a mean word. And, you know, it's interesting because the incident itself where this woman allegedly said this word to the child, as far as I know, it's not on film. So can they really prove anything? I guess she kind of admits to it on film, or she alludes that she actually did it on film. So I don't know how that would play out. But at the end of the day, like, come on, guys, it's ridiculous. But as of now, this Shiloh Hendrix woman has raised over 300 grand on Give, Send, Go. Don't you just love it, guys? You say the N-word and you can raise $300,000. It's just beautiful. And initially, I believe the goal was $250,000. Now she has raised the goal to $1 million. Yes. And people are outraged over this, of course. There's more outrage over this than there was for the murderer of Austin Metcalf raising over $500,000. But this is what people are comparing it to. So we got some racial tension kind of bubbling up in the country. What do you guys think? This is what she said in her own words. This is on her Give, Send, Go. Help me protect my family. Hello, my name is Shiloh, and I have been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid. Let me make this bigger so you can read along. I recently had a kid steal my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was. Okay. Another man who we recently found out has a history with law enforcement proceeded to record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which has caused my family and myself great turmoil. My social security number has been leaked. My address and phone number have been given out freely. My family members are being attacked, and my eldest child may not be going back to school, even where I exercise has been exposed. So she's facing a ton of backlash online. And then I won't read all of the comments from the donors, but this one is kind of funny. Anonymous giver gave $50. It is not a crime to use the magical word in public. And I tend to agree. Do I advise it? No. But is it a crime? No. Why? Well, because we live in the United States of America and we have fundamental human rights, which includes saying mean things in public. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Shiloh Hendrix here? Just really standing her ground. That's kind of funny. She's become an icon, okay? Do I think she should be? I mean, it is what it is. That's all I'm going to say about the whole situation. But let me know what you think about this down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.